Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Abhidev and I create videos about freelancing, writing, books and things that I find interesting. In today's video, we will talk about invoicing for freelancers, like what invoice is, what things you need to add in your invoice, how and when you need to send your invoice. Like you don't need to see any other video regarding invoicing if you follow the things which I'm going to talk about in this video. And guys, I recommend you to keep a notebook and a pen with you to take notes along with watching this video because I'm going to tell you a lot of things about invoicing that you need to add in your invoice. So write points while watching this video and consider giving this video a big like to appreciate because it is completely free. So yeah, let's start the video by talking about what invoice is. So invoice is basically a piece of paper which contains how much your client owes you. Like it has all the information about the services, what is the cost of the services that you are providing, your contact information, bank details and many other things which we will discuss in the later part of this video. Guys, you also have to keep it in mind that it is not something that refers to business transaction. Like it is not something which verifies that your client has paid you. It is just like the basic bill which you give to your client requesting them to pay you for your work. Invoice से ये verify नहीं होता है कि your client has paid you the money. ये खाली एक payment की request है. Just take an example. When we go to any grocery store, then the person who scans your products and things gives you a receipt which covers all the things which you want to buy with the price and the product. So simply the person who is billing you is giving you an invoice requesting you for the payment of the products or the things that you need to buy. And after the payment is done, you will generally see a security guard which does the stamp thingy which says paid on the bill. Then that is the verification of the payment. And similarly, if you work as a freelancer, then you need to bill your client for each order or project and like send them the bill, which is the request of your payment. And once when the client sends you the PDF or the screenshot of the processed payment, which says payment is processed, then that is the verification of the payment. So now let's discuss a few things or elements which you need to put in your invoice. First of all, you need to put your name, or if you have a logo, then you can also put that along with your name. Then second, you need to add your contact details like your email, your phone number and all the other things so that your client can contact you easily in case of any problem. Then after your contact information, you need to add the date and invoice number because putting your date and invoice number on your invoice make things easy for you as well as for your client. It just makes your work easy because invoice number and date makes that particular invoice unique with other invoices. Then at fourth, you need to add a deadline or due date which states the date at which the payment should be processed. Then after the due date, you need to add your client's information like your client's or company's name, their address and the other things. हम जैसे लेटर में to करके लिखते हैं, similarly आपको company's name and company's address to के बाद लिखना है. So after writing the company's information, finally you have to write a description in the form of a table which describes the service you are providing and what is the amount due for those services. And yeah guys, don't forget to add currency because if you are working with international clients, then this can be a huge problem. So always remember to add the currency along with the amount. Then below the description, also with amount, you must add amount in words because if you do any error while writing your amount in numbers, then you will have something to back you up. And also people usually confirm both. So mention amount in numbers. Like if the total is 10,000 rupees, then also mention it in the words like 10,000 rupees only. Then at last, you need to enter your bank details. Like ask your client beforehand about the payment options he or she is comfortable with because this helps you to process the payments easily. Like you can mention your UPI ID for payments in India. And if you have international clients, then you can put your PayPal details there. Just confirm it before putting it in the invoice and just put your signature down below. So this is the basic structure like how you should write your invoice, and you must add these points that I talked about. You can also add some other information that you want to include, but just don't forget the points that I just told you. So moving on to how and when to send your invoice. While sending an invoice, you need to keep few things in your mind. Nowadays, we generally make invoices in Microsoft Word and it is an editable document, which means that if you just send the Word document to your client, then he or she can edit it anytime and change the things in it. So what you can do is create an invoice in your Word document or Google Docs, and after creating it, convert it into non-editable PDF document which means that the client only can see the document, and if he agrees, then he can just sign it digitally or after printing and signing it physically and send it back. And by this, client cannot change anything in your invoice. And also you can send your invoice through emails where you can write the invoice number and the amount in the subject line, and by this you can easily track your invoices, and also it increases your chances to get paid on time. By the way, this is my preferred option and I like to send invoices through email because it just makes the process so easy. By the way, you guys can also use WhatsApp if you like. And to answer the second question, like when to send an invoice, so if you have the policy of charging in advance, then always send invoice before starting your work so that you will have the money before you start doing your work. And if you charge after completion of your work, then invoice after completing the work. But I always recommend charging in advance, so I would also suggest you guys to send an invoice before you begin the work. So always send your invoice after you agree with the client on the terms of your work and the client has signed the contract, because an invoice is just a sort of claim for your payments. And you should also list out how often you plan to invoice, like on the weekly basis or on monthly basis, and when you should get paid, like the date which helps you to get paid on time. So as a freelancer, invoicing is like a big part as it helps you to get payment on time. So consider the things that I told you guys while preparing your invoice. And I have a bunch of other videos on my channel about freelancing, like how you can start freelancing from your mobile, how to get clients as a freelancer, and many more. So you can also watch those videos if you are just starting as a freelancer. I will link them in the description box below and on the I button above. Until then, if you guys found this video useful, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video.